Hey guys, welcome back to Dirty Lumber. Matthew and I greatly appreciate you tuning in. Got something a little unusual today. I don't like doing it, but customer requested it, and we're going to do our best to fill in their needs. They need some very thin pieces of pine board for an accent wall. So hang on, we'll be right back. Okay guys, let's talk about what we're doing, why we're doing it. I had a customer message me a while back. They wanted about 300 square feet to cover a wall that they were doing, and they wanted it a half to a 3/8 inch thick. Now, anytime I hear that, I start asking questions. Well, what are you doing? You know, how's the end result? What's it gonna look like when you get done? And I went through all of them, and it's basically gonna take boards flat together and nail them on the wall. I said, well, I got better options than that. You know, we got a motor planer. We can do some beautiful tongue and groove V-groove. I said, if you don't want the V-groove, we can do nickel gap, or we can do kind of like hardwood flooring, just, you know, put it together. No, I just want to do this. I said, well, you know, I don't have that dry. He said, no, I want it green. I was like, this is going downhill, people. I'm trying my best, but this is going backwards from where I want to go. So I'm like, okay, let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to saw it out as good a piece of wood as I can find, and you're going to pay me for it, and you're going to take it home. What happens after that is on you. Your odds of this cracking, splitting is 50-50, you know. And I explained all that because I want to be a good provider to my consumer and try to explain the pitfalls of dealing with wood, because I deal with wood, and they may not know as much as I do. They may know more, but I still feel it's my place when somebody's doing something that's not going to end well with wood, or have expectations that wood's not going to deliver. Try to tell them that up front. And we've talked about that in the past. If a customer drops you off an ugly banana shaped log and it ain't going to yield nothing but 1x4s, and they're expecting to take home 1x12 walnut, please tell them that, hey guys, your expectations of reality are different, okay? This is what you're gonna get back. It'll be a nice straight board, but it may not stay that way. It's just the way it is. So we started without you. I already went through one log. I didn't count how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 28, 30. We got about 40 pieces, close to 40 out of that one log. But let me back up a little bit. To start with, I've been looking for a log for 2 days while Matthew and I have been sawing. We've been sawing through our old pine inventory. We're just going through it, trying to get rid of it, making 4, 6, 8 inch tongue and groove boards eventually. And Matthew popped into this log this morning. I said, that's the one. I've been waiting on it. About, what'd you say, 16, 18 inch yellow pine log, okay? If you guys ever saw yellow pine, you know it's the best pine in the southeast you can find. Now, you go out west, Ponderosa, all that other stuff may be better. But in the southeast, there's no better than yellow pine. Beautiful straight grain. If you guys can see the end grain in that, how beautiful that is. I mean, you build a house out of this. It does not get any better. So I decided this would be the log we'd take a chance on and try to do it. So I cut it down to a 12 inch thick cant, and then cut it in half, 2 6-inch pieces. And we started whacking out half-inch boards. Now, if you've got a Wood Mizer, Timber King, anybody else, there's a limit to how low you can go. Unclamp me there, Matthew. Right here on a Wood Mizer is your log dog. That is 3/4 of an inch. If you go below 3/4 of an inch, you will hit this. And if you look close enough, there might be a mark on it. Don't look. There might be some marks on them. They've been hit.
You get that because you're cutting fast and cutting close.
So, you know you're not going to get a 1/2-inch board off the bottom. So what do you do to save waste? Well, we're currently cutting 1 1/16 boards for inventory. So I left 1 1/16 on the bottom. Yeah, it's 6 inches wide, so Matthew will have to edge it down to 4.5. That's the smallest number we're using. But instead of wasting it, we'll repurpose it. Now, these little boards are gorgeous. Would I lay money on it that they're going to dry and not crack? No. They're so thin. Now, if we cut these at 1 inch thick, this could have been heart pine, yellow pine, flooring. I mean, this is good enough. You can make flooring out of that. But we're not here to make flooring. We're here to make what the customer wanted. And it's a great person. Known them for a long time. We're going to do it. I hope it works out well for them. I say they got a 50-50 chance of when these dry in their house, they crack. And I'll remind them of that again when they pick it up. But we're here to serve the customer. It's something they've seen, something they want to do, and let's go for it. Got anything about it, Matthew? I mean, anything I'm not thinking about here? People want to hear you talk. Here's your chance. You know?
The other major thing is we cut stickers out of this material so that the pile wouldn't be as crazy.
Yeah, Matthew's right. Here you go. People, I have people occasionally, not in the wood business, call me up, well, I want it less than 1 inch. I said, okay. What does it cost? Tell them X numbers for inch thick boards. Well, what does it cost for 1/2 inch? It costs exactly the same, people. And the reason we don't discount below 1 inch, it takes more work. Because first thing I had to do this morning, I had to make some 1/2 inch stickers. Because I wasn't giving away all our good 1x1 stickers. So all the flitches we made, I stood them up there and we whacked them off in inch and a half thick pieces, and we're using them over here for stickers. So there's no cost savings to you, the consumer, by asking for it to be cut thinner. Now, if you're wanting 1 inch boards, don't pay to cut them 1 1/4 inch. You only need them, 1 inch thick, but that's neither here nor there. What else, Matthew? Seems like I'm missing something. Oh, yeah. You guys, we want a Mordecai update. How's he doing?
Yeah.
Come on now.
He turns 3 months old Sunday.
I know he's over 12 pounds.
Yeah, he's 12 pounds, 10 ounces. Middle of RSV season, so we're trying to keep him away from anybody and everything right now. It's not working well.
He looks good. He's fat as a little mud ball. Like he ought to be at this age, just drinking milk. He's getting round, and his nana is just tickled to death because he's got arm rolls around his wrist. You know how grandmas are. They want to see him fat and healthy. But Mordecai's doing good. Mom's doing great. So it's cold. We're filming this before the Arctic weather here in North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia. We're expecting snow at the end of the week. If you're not wanting snow, you should have left already. We're getting it. But I like a little. I don't like a whole lot of snow, but I like a little. We got a 4-wheel drive truck. We got a 4-wheel drive mule.
And we don't have to leave.
And I don't have to leave and go to work. It's the first time, literally, in my working career since I was 18 years old, if it snows, I don't have to go nowhere. I can sit at home, or I can go out and enjoy it. I've always worked in the corporate world, and I spent 10 years with a beverage company and 25 years with a food company. And our inclement weather policy was this. It was this simple. You be at work. That was it. that was our inclement weather policy. We work. So enough talking. You're here to watch this saw. So we're going to get these little boards off, and we'll get the next log up. I'll probably go through it before we even get it up there. And I'll take the top off in 1/2 inch cuts. If it'll make a 6 inch board, I'll go ahead and start taking some 1/2 inch cuts, roll it over, do the same thing, roll the third side over, cut it down. Probably make some 8 inch boards because he was wanting 6s and 8s, and that first log ended up all 6s. So I'll probably whittle this one down to an 8-inch cant, stand it up, and we'll cut it all the way to the bottom. And any of these flitches that we make, we'll see if we can get 6s or 8s out of them. This is not fun. It's easy. Don't get me wrong. It is easy. A 1/2-inch board, 8 foot long, weighs nothing. Yeah, it's a whole lot better than a 20-foot 2x8 for a guy's trailer deck.
Just takes twice as long.
Yeah,
twice as many cuts.
Yeah, but there is a lot of cuts in this. 75 1x6s makes 300 square feet. You know, now we're cutting it at a 1/2-inch thick, so if you cut it at an inch thick, you know, you could, whatever, you can do the math, but it's still 300 square feet whether we cut it at an inch or a 1/2 inch. It's what they wanted. It's what we're going to do. Enough talking. Let's get to work. Okay, guys. Quick tip. We try to give those. A cheap $6-7 wire brush off of Amazon is a good tool for keeping your blade sharp. This log is set out here, been moved probably multiple times, and the end was muddy. Matthew actually took the old chainsaw and scrubbed the end of it to get most of it off, and I seen some more, so I scrubbed it. But I wanted to stop and show you how good the grain looks on this before we even saw it. It's good, tight grain stuff. You know, out here, that looks like a 1/16 of grain. So you're looking at about 16 years an inch. That's slow growing. That's not loblolly, people. This is southern yellow pine. I know the barks fell off of it, but this is southern yellow pine. They can be hundreds and hundreds of years old, and it takes them a long time to get there, especially if they grow way deep in the woods somewhere and they fighting for sunlight. They just grow straight up like a missile, and they're slow growing, beautiful stuff. I wish we had more of it, but this will be on somebody's wall for hopefully a long, long time. Enough talking. Like I said, we're going to come in here and I'll just take 1/2-inch cuts till I get to a good wide 8-inch face, maybe 9-inch face. Stand it up and do the same thing on the other side. I'll cut till I get wide enough. Then we'll finish up with the bottom, and then we'll cut it right through the end. That's it. Let's do it. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. We tried a different camera angle there at the end. I failed to mention it, but when we finished the first log, I put on a brand new Wood Mizer Turbo 7, 55 thousandths that we buy from Joe Maine. Thank you, Joe. And the reason I put on a new one wasn't because the other one was dull. It had timed out. We'd run it most of the morning. It had more than enough board feet on it. And I wanted an exceptional cut, so put on a new blade. Now, if you watch sawing that, you understand that if your mill is doing some weird stuff, you're not going to saw it a 1/2 inch thick. Because I'm dropping a half, but that's leaving 3/8, not quite 7/16. You know, whatever the next nomenclature is for a 64th there. Not quite, a little more than 3/8, a little less than full 7/16. So if your mill's doing any kind of watering in the cut, you can't cut this thin veneer like this. Everything's got to be dialed in. Your mill's set right. Your guide roller's set right. The blade's performing like it's supposed to be. You know, it takes everything, don't it? Any kind of malfunction, hiccup in your sawmill, and them 1/2 inch cuts are not going to look good. And I hope you see as we're coming through, they just dead on, right on the mark. Every one of them's equal. Now, the only thing would have made one not been equal versus the other is if the cant moved a little bit up and down, but I didn't see any movement in that cant. These yellow pines don't typically move, and it's an old tree. You've seen the growth rings on it. It's a real old tree. It's real stable. So I never seen any movement in the cant, because at a 1/2 inch thick, any little bit of movement is really going to show up bad. We saw some forest pine this morning, and I got down to the bottom and I had to throw 2 boards away because the cant moved up, and then it moved down. So the bottom 2 boards was just garbage. Nothing I could do. Even though I had it clamped tight, it still overrode the clamp on the ends and moved like this. So I think we got nearly enough. Got this little pile of flitches. We're gonna stack them back on there. You gotta be careful. We got an old scrap 2x4 we use over here. We'll stack them up, probably lay that behind it to give it some strength to hold them. We'll whack them down into 8s. Hey, maybe if you don't make 8s, we'll make 6s. Now, somebody's going to ask, well, you got this high-dollar edger over there. Why don't you use it? Well, we could, but the blades for that edger are a 24 tooth with a side cutter. They're really aggressive, and as thin as this is, I'm afraid to make it shatter. Now, we can put our saw blades on it and run it, but we've only going to edge once. We're going to stack all these up, edge them, flip them over, edge them again. So it'll be quicker than changing the blades on the edger. Anything there, Matthew? Like I say, I hope they run that last clip regular speed so you can just see how fast I'm trying to saw. I'm right up against the governor on our mill. I'm pushing it hard. If you watch any of our shorts, I've posted some shorts here lately trying to help people out, educate them on how fast to saw. If you read your Wood Mizer manual, it has a frequently asked questions section. How fast should I saw? Their answer is as fast as possible. And that's my answer to you. Listen to your mill. Now, if we got a 25 horse Kohler. If you got a 40 horse Kubota diesel, you could probably saw a little faster than I can in the exact same wood with the exact same mill, exact same blade, because it'd have more low end torque. But irregardless of what mill you got, you want to be sawing as fast as you can. And you can do a test. I've done it, you can do it. Take a log, saw a cut, look at it. Does it look good? Is it exceptional? And then saw a cut in the same piece of wood going overly slow. Go real slow through it, and you'll see speed chatter in that because you're going too slow. And then saw one too fast till you're bogging the motor down. And you'll see the same kind of defects in your saw cut. And then saw another one as fast as you can with the motor running under load, but not bogging down. And that'll be your prettiest cut that a Wood Mizer will ever make. Trust me, I have tried this over and over. Anytime I look at a board, I'm looking at some you're all sitting on right now. I don't see a bit of speed chatter, but I run these boards as hard as fast as I could. And this was with a Turbo 7 They had sawed 400 board feet or more already this morning. So, lesson learned. Okay, we're gonna set these up, edge them, get out of here. It's getting cold, sun's going down. I'm looking forward to hugging my heater. Let's get to it, Matthew.
I ain't trying to move on.
I hope you'll grab that food before you need to back your arm up a little bit before you come back. I got 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. That should get us close to what we need, I hope. Raise the outer arms up some. Okay. Okay, guys, that is it. Customer needed 300 square feet. We ended up with 313. What do we say? Always give the customer more than they're expecting. So we did. I hope you enjoyed that. It's something unique, and we like doing different things. We saw wood every day. How long has it been since we sawed half-inch stuff?
I don't think we've ever sawed it.
Yes, we have. You remember years ago over in Landrum, we were mobile milling for a guy off down this hill, and he wanted a big, we took a whole log and basically veneered it for him. That's the last time we done it. It's been many, many years ago. Like we talked about earlier, it goes without saying, your wood miser, your timber king, your whatever you're using has got to be dead on to cut anything a half-inch, 3/16 thick, at least a little bit. It ain't gonna end good. You see these coming off the mill, you see me sawing them. Our mill is laser straight, and that's a testament to wood miser. But I'll tell you, even wood misers get out of line. You're gonna have to learn how to work on them. You guys that got new mills, enjoy it. I had a new mill for several years. And then it got to be an old mill that we put a lot of hours on, and it requires a lot of maintenance, a lot of tinkering. The pages are worn thin on our Wood Mizer manual. I won't say I've read them, but Matthew's read them quite a bit. You know, it just comes with it, guys. If your mill's not sawing right, stop. Either phone a friend, phone Wood Mizer, phone somebody to help you get that mill straightened up. We've done it for several of our saw friends around here. We got one on the books we need to do sometime. I ain't doing it till it warms up. Be honest with you, I ain't doing it in cold weather. Not unless they got an inside shop we work in. But if your mill's not sawing laser straight, something's moved, something's wore out. We fought ours last year, tooth and nail. It seemed like every 3 or 4 weeks it was just gone to crap. And we finally found it. It was something that had bolts had come loose and things were changing, and it kept changing because the bolt kept getting looser. So
tabs on the inside of the head.
The what?
The tabs that hold the actual bolts in were broke off.
Yeah, we got a video on it. If you go back and look at our playlist, Wood Mizer, maintenance, whatever, we had to disassemble the whole machine, take the head off the tower, the tabs inside where the bolts bolted to. When the bolts got loose, they were moving in and out, and the little tabs, it just broke them. We fixed it. Didn't cost a pile of money. Didn't cost no money other than, you know, picking up a piece of steel we had laying out here, welded in, drilled them out and retapped them. But I'm saying all that to say this. If you can't saw this quality of wood, something's wrong with your machine. You need to deep dive into it, check everything. We keep that little toolbox over in the corner is full of spare parts. The building over here that you can't see behind us is full of spare parts. Now, we run a business. Weekend sawing, you don't need all that kind of stuff. If you're down a week, 2 weeks, ain't no big deal. Matthew and I don't want to be down 10 minutes if we can help it. So we keep lots of spare parts. I think, was it Monday? We changed a bearing on one of the guide rollers. I was taking the blade off and I spun it and I heard it. Brrr, you know, knew instantly what it was. It was a bad bearing. Took it off, went over here to the bench, knocked 2 bearings out, drove 2 new bearings in. 3 or 4 minutes, we're back sawing with a brand new set of bearings. You know, things wear out, things break. We can't say it enough. These are violent machines, and they will wear themselves out without regular maintenance. This job, get ready to call the customer, tell him it's finished. He'll probably be tickled to death. I'm tickled to death to be done with it. I've been thinking about it for a week or so, looking for the good 2 8-foot logs. Matthew found them both. Anything I'm not thinking of. Like I say, we're expecting snow here in a day or 2. So the time you see this video, it all already happened. I hope you stayed safe. Hope you got out and enjoyed it.
Hope it did nice.
Yeah, hopefully it ain't ice. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Big shout out to Matthew and Solomon putting up with me doing all these videos. I asked a question on YouTube chat the other day, and I had a few responses. What do you guys think about maybe some merchandise? Matthew and I are looking at expanding this year into maybe definitely hats, maybe some t-shirts. I don't think I got one on today. Yeah, I got one of our Beard and Lumber shirts on. Just drop a comment what you think if you'd be interested, because it is a business thing that we can make a little money off of, but it is also a business expense to keep up a Shopify account and different things to make it work. And if there's no interest, I won't waste my time. But if you are interested, drop me a comment. Let me know. We're trying to think about it. It's like anything else you do in business. You start thinking today and you'll see the results down the road. It takes time. I actually bought a domain name. I won't waste time telling you because there's nothing there. But I did buy a domain name, so we'll have that to use. Like I said, big shout out to Matthew and Solomon doing our videos. Special thanks to Joe Maine at Wood Mizer. Guys, if you got any issues, you need blades, you're thinking about a mill, give Joe a call. His cell phone information will be in the description below. That's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. That's what we're here for, try to teach. If you see something you think we're doing that we're not filming, let me know. Or ask me. You know, we had a good video come out the other day, come from a consumer, a YouTuber question. It sparked my interest. I'm like, oh yeah. So that's going to do it. Appreciate you guys. Couldn't do it without you. We'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.